Okay, guys. So, welcome to 10.6, the evens. You guys will be doing odds. Some major arcs. Well, there's a lot of them. Remember, a major arc has to take up more than half of the circle. Otherwise, it's just a semicircle. So, some of the options, which are going to be really funky in your Go Formative, are going to be TUS. And remember, I'm kind of putting like a little arc over the top of it. So, TSU would be another one. So TUS going this way, TSU going that way, UTR, UTQ, and I don't know. I've got to play around with Go Formative if it's possible to put the arc symbol in, but otherwise the letters will be just fine. So QTS. QTS, remember it's a major arc, so it has to take up more than half of the circle. And QTR, hopefully I didn't write that one already. Nope. And QST and STR. Those were the major arcs I could find. Okay, so then it says, find the measure of each arc in circle B. So right here, and it's asking for GJ, so from here to here, or I guess from here to here, GJ. Okay, well, if you notice, there's a 90-degree angle, so GJ would be equal to 90 degrees. And remember, it's measure. We're not asking for length yet. And then number 6, it says HIJ, so this is a major arc. We go from H to I to J. Well, that's actually a semicircle, so we would simply say 180. And then here, GHJ, so GHJ. Well, if we go all the way around here, we'll notice that the one thing that we're missing is 90 degrees. So 270, because if you are a little stumped on that, I took 360, which is a total circle, minus the 90 degrees that's right there that's not included, and 260 minus 90 is 270. 360 minus 90 is 270. All right, number 10 is HGJ, which again is another semicircle, so 180. Number 12, GHI. Well, I know that this is 90, so I'm going to keep that in mind, 90. And I know that this is 180, so if I do 180 minus 151, that would be 29. So then if I think about that this is 90 and then this little piece 29, and if I add them together, 29 and 90, I would get 119. So I know that number 12, GHI, is 119. All right, and then over here, JHI. Well, I just figured out that that was 29, right? And I know that this is a semicircle, so I'm going to do 180 plus 29, and I am going to get 9 and 209. Okay, so this says find the circumference of each circle and leave your answer in terms of pi. Unless I give you other directions in the question, just make sure that you go by what it says on the worksheet. So circumference is equal to pi times your diameter, or it's equal to 2 pi r. So if my radius is 16, then my diameter is equal to 32, which means my circumference is equal to 32 pi. All right, and here, if my radius is equal to 6.8, then my diameter is equal to 13.6, which means that my circumference is equal to 13.6 pi. All right, now length. Length is a little bit different. Remember that the formula for length of a circle, which means it's this distance, hopefully you guys can see that that's the darkened part, length is equal to whatever the arc measure they give you. So x over 360 times your circumference. So pi times the diameter. All right, so times your circumference. Well, in this case, my circumference, well, my diameter is 18, so I know that my circumference is equal to 18 pi. And this piece right here, well, this is a semicircle, right? So do 180 and minus that 30, I'll know that this piece right here is equal to 150. So 150, which means I'm going to do 18 pi times 150 over 360. And I'll plug that into my calculator. If I can turn it on, I will do 150 over 360, toggle over, times 18. I'm not going to worry about the pi for now. I'll just do times 18. And I'll get 7.5 and then a pi at the end. So 7.5 pi. Let's move on to 22. So it looks like to me the dark part is from here to here, excluding that 90. So I'm going to say 270 over 360 times 24 pi. Right? So 270, because that's what this measure is, over 360, because that's a total circle, and times my circumference. Well, if my diameter, this whole piece across, was 24, then my circumference is 24 pi. So let's do them. We'll do 270 over 360, toggle over, times 24. I'll end up with 18, and then I'm just going to tag the pi on at the end. So 18 pi for that length. Remember, not measure, length. And then this one right here, well, these are vertical angles, so then this has to be 60 as well. We're going to do 60 over 360, and I'm just going to go ahead and say that this 15, I don't know, let's just say that that's the diameter for now. So we'll say 15 pi. All right, and go ahead and do this one. We will do 60 over 360 times 15, which gives us 2.5. Yeah, not the right answer. Okay, so this is simply the radius, and this would be the diameter. The diameter would be 30. So it would be 30 pi. All right, so I'm going to do 60, again, over 360 times 30. Whoops, I forgot to toggle over. 60 over 360, toggle over, times 30, and that equals pi. So 5 pi. Again, guys, if I were checking your test and you ended up with 2.5 pi or 5 pi, because it's hard to tell what your radius or what your diameter is, I would give you credit for either. Okay. And the last couple questions here. These are central angles, right? These are central angles. So they're the same. Whatever the arc measure is, the central angle is as well. All right, so 26 is asking for EAB. Well, that cuts right through the center, so that's a semicircle. So that would be 180 degrees. Oh, well, sorry, this is an arc. I was looking at 28. And then an angle, DYC. Okay, so this one's a bit tricky. What I do know is right here, DA is cutting through half of the circle. All right, and a whole circle is equal to 180. So I have 180, and then I'm going to subtract that 40. So I'll be left with 140. If you see, they both have this mark indicating that they're congruent to each other, and there's two of them that are equal. So I'm going to take that 140, I'm going to divide it by 2, and I'm going to get 70. So when I'm looking at angle DYC, I can say that it's 70 degrees because it's a central angle, right? Central angles are always the same measure as their arc measure. All right, and then let's look at arc BDA. arc BDA is from here over to D all the way around, so that's going to be 360 minus that little 40. So arc BDA is going to be 320 degrees. Not too bad. And then 32, our last one. Well, they give us this part of the circle, this part of the circle, and this part of the circle. They give us the whole circle, which we know a whole circle is equal to 360 degrees. So if I went ahead and did 20a minus 30 plus, I'll put them in parentheses, 10a plus 2 plus 2a plus 4, and set it all equal to 360, I could go ahead and solve. So when I combine my like terms, your algebra skills, I'll end up with 32a, and then my other like terms, I'll end up with negative 24 equals 360. I'll end up with 32a equals 384. Divide by 32, divide by 32, and a would equal 12. All right, and that's it for this homework. Please come to office hours if you have questions, or email me and reach out. We can set up a little chat. Okay, bye guys.